All right, welcome to another edition. I think this is the first one since I've been back. Back in LA.
Back in LA.
Here we go.
Mid-city.
Mid-city up here. So we're gonna do two wines today. The first one is a French Vino, La Chapineire. It's a Sauvignon Blanc from Touraine. That's all I got.
From the
Lower
Valley. I'd say about 60, 70 miles west of Sancerre. Still in the Loire Valley. Yeah, it appears to be a nice golden. It's pretty cold still. Golden clear. Not too much.
I mean, it's straw-y. It's got a little bit more gold. I think you just said that.
White gold.
Yeah. The nose is amazing on it. It smells like clay and diesel. It smells like that brander almost that threw me off a little bit last time. The little like macerated apricot or something.
Definitely apricot. Some tropical fruit, light tropical fruit.
Some tree fruit in there too, like maybe a Granny Smith apple. The nose is amazing. Little floral.
Minerality on it.
Oh yeah. It's like I said, you can smell. I can smell the clay in there. Wow. Have you had this?
Yes, I've had one bottle.
That's delicious.
Yes, it is.
That's real good.
I got this on a steal from one of my wine programs I'm involved with for $13.98. Bought 6 bottles. It's from a producer that this guy has known for over 15 years and watched him grow as a winemaker throughout, and just watch his process get a little bit better each year. This is, it's not a New Zealand Sav Blanc, and the fact that you're getting all this acid on the back end, which you're not. You're getting it beautifully throughout the whole palate, and it's not overwhelming anything. There is not much fruit on it for me. Through the course of the palate, it is dry, not bone dry, but dry. You're getting a lot of the ground here. It's just terroir driven, to say the least. This is the most terroir driven wine I've had.
It's very slatey. Although I get some fruit. I get lemon. Like lemon's like right down the middle of the palate, like washes back and it clears out. And like lemon, I'm saying it's a lot like lemon curd on the back of the very back of the palate. But the acids just go right through the entire experience. And they're very delicate.
Yes.
They're not brazy, although it is extremely, I would say, acidic without it being like razor blades.
Without it being like that punch at the end. It doesn't have that at all. It's almost like just speeding along. The acids are speeding along, going right through from the start to the finish. Yeah, I'm getting
stone fruit now that it's warming up a little bit.
Definitely lemon curd. I like that.
But
no wood whatsoever.
The finish lingers, and typically for me, when I say lingers, it's always the back of the palate. But right now, I mean, it's right in the front of my tongue. It's on the sides of my cheeks, and it's that clay. It's it's just really.
This is the difference between, let's say, the Muscat that we tried. Excuse me, the Muscadet that we tried. The first session that we blogged, and the difference between that and this is $7 more, first of all, but you're getting just more complexity throughout the whole palate. With the Muscadet, it's like, boom, it hits you, and you get the acid, and you're like, great. This is like unbelievable all over your mouth. It's not prickly at all. It's just stone and earth and dried. It's like dried apricot, apple. I mean, I would even go as far as Fuji Honeycrisp. Not necessarily Granny Smith for me, but there is apple orchard, but it's all about the beautiful acids on this. I cannot say more about this wine.
And it's getting, I mean, again, we did this every single time. It was a little cold, and now as it's warming up, of course, the fruit is starting to show itself a little bit more. It's not just like, but like any good wine, I think this is more difficult for whites, at least on my palate, that to have the experience of like layers of flavor that roll in the palate. Usually, I get this, that, and the other. Thank you very much. With the white wines, but it just feels like the levels of flavor continue to roll out in the tongue.
And I'm not sure if that's the way they didn't manipulate the wine, or if that's from the earth, or from the youngness of it, or.
I would say pick yourself up a bottle if you could, and if you like this style of wine. I mean, I don't know that this would be for a wine drinker that likes a fatty wine, but I wouldn't actually describe this as like super light either. Like it's got a middle palate that's got some weight to it.
Medium light. Now the minerality is just coming out even more for me.
Yeah, it's this delicious.
It's really good. I think the price point is good. This is a I think we've been rating these wines on what have we been rating on a 1 to 5?
0 to 5. We haven't really standardized it yet, but we'll just say, it's been 0 to 5. I would say this is
And for the white category, for price point, I would put it in the 4. Put it in a 4.
Who knows? We may start finding 5s that blow us totally out of the water, but this is certainly.
This is both me, Joe, and I's cup of tea. This style of wine, Sauvignon Blanc from the Loire, young, driving minerality and acids, fast and lingering and good with a first course.
Yeah,
man,
should have bought a couple cases of this.
Yeah,
sure.
6 bottles wasn't enough.
But as we live, we learn. So we're gonna do. Let's just roll right into the next one.
Yeah, we'll roll right into the next one. What we're gonna do is have a bit of information about this particular wine
website
on the website to correlate with the video. So that will be with all the wines that we're doing right now. Now we will be getting into our first red, actually.
It's another variety and region of the world that I think we share a like palates on. That wasn't really worded exactly right, but we can pour out in here. Rinse and pour.
So another little tidbit about rinsing a glass or cleansing your palate. The best way to cleanse your palate is not with water. It's with white wine. So we are actually good to go. So we're just going to give this glass, what I'm doing now is rinsing the glass with the wine we're going to drink, pouring it into Joe's glass, just so the flavor of this wine is already in our glass and the last flavor is out.
We're tempering the glass, and it's also said, or I've heard, that rinsing your glass with water is also not a great thing. So getting that little bit of the wine that we're going to taste into the glass to sort of set the tone is the way to go. So instantly the color is bang on. So this is a Barbaresco. The producer is Giribaldi. They've been making wine, if I remember right, I just was on the website for 50 years. The information will be on the website. It's interesting because I've been writing wine notes for the restaurant that we work at, and getting to these producers' websites and realizing that this wine's not actually on their website. These guys produce another Barbaresco. They produce Barbera, Dolcetto. They do an Arnaise. They do Agave. They do
a number of different wines that don't even.
They have one
that
called,
aren't even listed in one of the 9,000 grape varietals in Italy.
So these guys, what was I going to say? So this wine is actually not listed on their website, but you'll recognize the label if you go to the website. They have another wine that has an identical label, but it's a cuvée of some sort. It's a blend.
It's a different grape altogether.
There's two grapes that I.
And you'll notice that this wine also has the seal of the DOCG, the highest zone you can get in Italy. It is a 2008.
So
which,
Barbara, yeah, go ahead.
From what I've read and what I know about Piedmont in 2008 is it's a down year actually. 2007 was an amazing year. 01 was amazing. 01, 07, and the 08 Barbarescos I've tasted have just not had the complexity as the 07s. So
just a little bit more about Barbaresco. The region sits right next to, or the DO sits right next to Barolo, so they're neighbors. Some people will call Barbaresco baby Barolos, which I don't know. I don't know about that. This whole baby thing. It's just the same grape, different region. The grape is 100% Nebbiolo. We're in the north of Italy, in the Piemonte region. Nebbiolo is known. I mean, is king. So
basically, the difference between Barbaresco and Barolos is Barbarescos are aged less years. They don't have the amount of age on them that a Barolo needs to have that in order to be classified.
And hence the baby Barolo, right? So because it's a young, it doesn't have to do the same aging.
What color are you getting, Joe?
It's brick. It's right on. I mean, it's got a little bit more red in it than that brick garnet thing.
Yeah, it's
little
got the
ruby magenta situation.
I'm starting to get the manure on it now, though.
Yeah, and to look at it through the glass, I'm seeing that orange hue on the outside, which just makes me want to drink red wine anymore. When it looks black, I typically step away. But
get a little popcorn. I'm getting.
For me, it's still alcohol. I'm not getting past that. That they've said Nebbiolo
chicken manure.
We're said to have the thing of tar and roses on them. I am getting floral, flower petal, and
starting to come into a little bit of dried fruit now.
Little clay too.
Orange clay. Shall we?
It's so amazing how consistent I feel like this variety of grape is from this region. I mean, so the acid is right up front, tip of the tongue for me.
It's like one of those wines. When you smell Pinot Noir from the Central Coast of California,
right.
you just know it's Pinot Noir. When you smell or taste a Nebbiolo, it's so damn easy. It really is. For people who drink wine on a regular basis, like me and Joe, and people in the restaurant business who should know these things, it's really quite easy to smell and taste these if you give it a chance to practice a little bit. So fun too. What are you getting?
It's this is a lighter style vino. I'm always confused when people say I want a gigantic Barolo or whatever. It's not that you can't get a more fruity Barolo, but acid driven. So I'm getting light cranberry, unripe fruit, unripe blackberry, unripe strawberry, maybe a ripe raspberry down through the center, mineral and slate on the sides. If it's lingering, it's the minerality and the earth that I'm having linger at the back, and not heavy earthy like you might get from a Syrah, like earth on the back.
If I'm comparing this to other Barbarescos, which I am always in my head, it's a good interpretation. Once again, 2008, I thought the 07s just had a lot more depth to them. This for me, the finish should be longer, and I want a little bit more grippy of tannins. I'm getting the tannins, which is that mouth feel that numbs and that sucks the moisture out of your mouth. I want a little bit more, but it is on the sides of my tongue.
Yep.
And it's on the back. I think this is a good medium to entry level Barbaresco for 2008.
And what'd you pay for this?
It's a good price point. I paid 21 something for it, and I got a six pack,
which isn't bad. We did another we did the another Barbaresco. All these are going to get up on the site, but Trader Joe's joint, which we talked about being we did do that, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, which is even more entry level. I mean, it's a great bottle of wine. I mean, for $10, whatever, that's an easy winner. But it doesn't have the complexity of this. It's a little bit more straightforward. There's a bottle of wine that we both know. The producer's Hugo, and they make a Barbaresco, and they're 2007.
It's a little bit lighter than this. I would say
the acids are crisper on it.
Yep.
And the fruit shows in a different way. It's more dancey. I always talk about that wine having dancing acids and dancing flavors.
It's almost. I mean, consider this a medium-bodied wine. The Ugo Liquiglio, which we're talking about, the 07, is almost lighter. It's definitely lighter in color. The acids are, for lack of a better word, sexier. Mm-hmm. It tickles the throat in a different kind of way.
Again, I think we're going back to I'm going back to this layers thing. So this wine, instantly I put it in my mouth and I was like, yes. And then it didn't give me any more, and then I was done. I didn't continue to say yes as the wine went back to the throat, and then my tongue was left naked.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of, and as Abe said, the tannins are still there. There's still residual stuff going on, but it doesn't have the layers where I go, oh my God, what is that happening now? Like what's going on now?
I am getting some graphite, some tobacco on the nose, a lot more now.
It's an interesting conversation. Some people want to have the wines from this region, particularly Barbarescos and Barolos, to be decanted. Some people, I've never really understood that because I like the grip, and I think that by decanting the grip sort of dissipates as the wine aerates. But maybe for this one, had we had it out,
it's been open for 15 minutes.
Had we had it out an hour, or as our friend Aman might say, we gotta open this up at like noon. 8
hours.
Have it
tomorrow. We're gonna have it tomorrow.
And certainly the wine's gonna
be amazing.
Certainly the wine's gonna taste different if we leave it open till tomorrow, if it lasts that long. But it's I don't think these wines are. I mean, Barolos in particular are meant to age to a particular point. You pop them open. I mean, I don't know.
It's like that feeling where you can like lick your tongue on the top of your gums and still get a different taste.
Mm-hmm.
It's almost like some really fine acids up there.
It's still a really good wine. I mean, for $21, it's
And that was knocked off from another wine site. They give you discounts, so it was originally like 50.
Right.
Knocking off 50%.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Yeah, that was a good day. So should we be doing any promoting, or should just leave it?
I think we should not do it yet.
Yeah.
Maybe bring a couple more.
There's a couple wine sites that we get daily updates on deals in this particular one.
Once we get 20, 30 more blogs on here, we'll start to hashtag some people.
Yeah, it was a good day to buy wine that day. Anyway, this is the Giribaldi. We also did the Chapineire.
La Chapineire.
Two different battling, if you will, regions of the world, French and Italian.
If we're going to rate the Giribaldi, Barbaresco 2008, what do you say? 0 to 5? as far as
certainly a 3.5. Considering the price point, I might even go a little higher.
I'll go 3.4. 3.4 sounds about right for. We're speaking in terms of me and Joe and I's, favorite style of wine. For me, it's right middle of the road.
Yeah.
I would say middle of the road.
And we're not just going to do wines that we are more apt to buy. I think.
Except Chardonnay. We're not doing any Chardonnay.
We're not doing any Merlot. No. There's plenty of great Chardonnay out there. Just not from Blanc.
More information on the website about this wine. Till next time.
Peace.